I'd like to ask the board to make a decision as to whether we should go ahead with bridgescore Plus or abandon the project. I'd like to take a critical look at the pros and cons and ask you to make your own decision, talk to friends. Do not feel that you will make a positive decision to support me. I only want you to say yes, we should go ahead if you feel that it will be good for our players. This is what the bridgescore Plus screen looks like as entries are being sold. The original team number is in the left-hand column, the captain's name in column 2, the number of total master points in the third column, and the number of team members in the fourth. Here I see an advantage to bridgescore Plus. If you've ever had this experience, here you are with the rack. It's a crowded room, it's loud, and you and your teammates are separated and don't have cell phones and unable to text to one another. It creates a bit of chaos trying to find your teammate and locate your original team number. With bridgescore Plus, I can be in the middle of the room and I can readily see that, for example, if I'm on the Clark team, our original team number is 117. Further, I can look at the number of master points our team captain reported, and if I see an error, I can let the directors know. After selling the entries, it takes the directors about 10 minutes to put the match between the old number and the new team number on the right-hand side and the assignments on the left-hand side. This is where bridgescore Plus really shines. It's virtually instantaneous after selling the entries when the team assignments come up. In the first column is the original team number, the second column has the new team number, the third column has the bracket, fourth column where the north-south pair sits, and the fifth column where the east-west pairs sit. Further, you've surely heard the question asked, am I in a round robin? In the bridgescore Plus screen, it's very clear. Round robins, there are 2 teams, those are the ones in white, and heads-up matches, there's only 1 team, the ones in yellow. When using the traditional method, the assignments for the next round are immediately available when you turn in the previous round. However, the results on how you're doing in your bracket are only available after round 4, 6, and 8. Further, after, say, round 6, you won't see the round 6 results until sort of in the middle of round 7. With bridgescore Plus, the assignment information is also there, but with a caveat. We can't get all the assignments on the screen at the same time. So we have to wait while we page from groups of brackets, one page to another. At the regional, this amounted to 5 pages. It takes 15 seconds per page or so for that to change. Further, the bracket on the upper right, you'll see, only changes when we complete all 5 pages. That's a bit of a problem, and let me explain further about that. Let's just let it finish. When the page goes from the last to first page, the bracket changes. At the regional, with 15 brackets, it might take as long as 20 minutes to see your bracket come up. Clearly you can't wait that long. A trick that you can use in the interim is to, for example, if we're looking at bracket 11, we see that team number 115 is leading with a score of 54. The second place team is tied 117 and 118 with a score of 48. If you're in bracket 13, team 141 is leading with a score of 75. In second place, team 147 with a score of 69. And then the next team is 145 with a score of 67. Now there's a request in to get the bracket to change every time the screen pages. That request will be honored, but we can't predict when that will happen. So we have to ask ourselves the question, is that a sufficient problem to say we should stop the project or not? That is something that you need to decide. So, to summarize, here are the pros and cons that we saw. When selling the entries, it's very nice with bridgescore Plus. You can be in the middle of the room and look up and see your captain name and your original team number. How many members on the team and the number of master points. After the entries are sold, a plus for bridgescore Plus is that the team assignments come up virtually instantaneously. There's a lot of information there. The old team number, the new team number, the place where the north-south pair sits, the east-west pair sits, and whether you're in a round robin or a heads-up match. The round assignments, there's some pluses and minuses. The pros are that you can, again, see it from a far distance. A con is that it pages through. That's not so much of a challenge at a sectional where you have a relatively small number of teams, probably 2 pages, but at the regional it was 5 pages and took 1 minute and 15 seconds. Now I'm accustomed to that. I play at Gatlinburg and it's no big problem for me to wait 1 minute, but if it's new to you it can be a negative. Nothing is going to change with that in the future. The round results. Well, some pros and cons again. The pros are, compared to the rack, that they're always available. The con is that if you can't wait, especially at the regional, for your bracket to appear, because you might have to wait 15 or 20 minutes. Instead, what you have to do is learn how to find your bracket on the page, peruse it up and down, and look at where you stand.